Hello, my name is Dwight Ivanoff, and today I will be giving a presentation on the policy change for a public data registry. A significant problem we face is a lack of specific laws that regulate and maintain central data registries only accessible via a key protocol the individual possesses. Rather, we have corporations and governments collecting our data and making cyber profiles on us without our consent. Imagine everything you do is videotaped and recorded and then put into a file. That is exactly how the internet works. Every transaction you have on the internet is monitored and recorded and stored in these cyber profiles that have nothing but archived data sets of everything you have done on the internet. Your location, where you've been, everything that you've researched, your most private searches, your health records, everything is archived on these mass data webs that are possessed by governments and big corporations. Government mishandling of your data and big corporations capitalizing off your data and cyber criminals using sophisticated methods to collect your data have devastated thousands of lives. Why limit ourselves to privacy rights in the physical world and not extend these privacy rights into the cyber world? We have the right to consent to what the government and corporations know about us, and we have the right to consent to how our data property is used. Bankret.com found that 41 million Americans have been victims of identity theft, and roughly 50 million know somebody who has been a victim. I get this from speedtest.net.in. Multiple Supreme Court cases have shown that government mishandling of your data has led to catastrophes. Supreme Court rules government violated privacy rights in GPS tracking case 2015 by Keiki. James Cook on Mark Zuckerberg said that Facebook is open to testifying before Congress, but he'd preferred somebody else done it. 2018. Big Facebook corporate CEO Mark Zuckerberg has violated your data by capitalizing on your information, using that cyber profile to tailor ads towards you, which sophisticated hackers have then used to steal your identity or feed you scam. David Savage, the Supreme Court case PRIPS privacy rights against internet data brokers 2015, because those terms and conditions do not fully develop the actual expanse on how those corporations are using your data. They have all this legal vocabulary that the normal Joe does not understand. It is a significant problem because the capitalization off your data leads to abuse of your personal life, which are catastrophic. The government pledges to protect your life and prevent terrorism and invokes the Patriot Act, but has been abused on multiple occasions. They act as the big brother. All of us Americans are affected by the problem of not controlling and consenting to our data usage. Andrew Costley on the Patriot Act. Hacks, scams, corporate blackmails, government mishandling of your data that then falls into scammers' hands is responsible for the billions of dollars every year, according to the Census Bureau. We live in a constant state of paranoia that we may be subjected to these cyber attacks and victims of our own data that could then be tampered with and destroy our entire life's reputation. Imagine a hacker seeks to ruin your life, manipulates your data, and puts that in illegal content. Suddenly the FBI are kicking down your door. Imagine your SSN number is sold over the internet and you become a victim of identity theft. Your life and your associations will forever be tainted and stained by these cyber sabotages. Cyber criminals, corrupt corporations, or government overreach are all characters who collect your data and monitor your cyber profile. Now imagine if you controlled that. Those terms and conditions will suddenly be limited by your consenting to exactly what data you wish those governments or corporations use. The consequence of this is corporations may lose money. Governments may be limited to exactly what data they use. But with specific laws, we can make deals with corporations and how they use our data. And the government can develop an algorithm that monitors our data for illegal content, but also reports on potential tampering and reports on a variety of data nodes, but does not necessarily see our data. And that's what my big data solution would give. Imagine if we had access to the internet and our data registry sat on top of the internet, right? And everything that we do in the internet is uploaded to this data registrar that is protected by protocols that mask our data and is protected by a firewall of sophisticated antivirus weaponry, but are only accessible via a key protocol. So our data is archived, and government and corporations then negotiate with this data registry that only we have access to via a hardware key protocol, that we can see what the corporations and governments are seeing, and we can consent to what they're using, and not necessarily have our privacy rights violated. Because although corporations and governments are seeing what we're seeing, we consent to how they're using that data, and there's no cyber connection into the registry that can then be trailed by cyber hackers. That solution will work. It will protect our data, and it will work in compliance with the law. But without a lack of a central data registry, we will never have consent over our own data. There's a lack of laws that maintain a central data registry. But if we organize and are senators and we argue for these data laws, we will be able to protect our rights. Thank you.